DC is known to have insane crossovers. From Batman teaming up with Spider-Man to universes crossing over with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Planet of the Apes, and the Predator, DC has explored nearly everything. Do you know the Masters of the Universe 2 had found themselves in the DC universe? Well, buckle up, as we will tell you all about the 6-issue series created by Keith Giffen and Dexter Soy. Before we continue, we have a tiny request. Please tap on that subscribe button and the bell icon to never miss an update from our awesome channel. Thank you, and now let's begin. Things are afoot. In Greenwich Village, New York City, a blonde woman barely escapes evil rats with glowing orange skulls. As she walks near the door of one of the houses, a drawing on the street burns all of them, and Madame Xanadu welcomes her inside the house. Both of them seem to know of each other, at least through hearsay. She explains that the conjuring that saved her was John Constantine's precautionary security measure. In the Kelting Pass, Eternia, Teela blames Hordak's Horde's dominion over Eternia on She-Ra. He-Man tells her that they might have taken over Eternia, but they won't be able to hold on to it. Along with Man-at-Arms, they attack a group of robotic soldiers, hoping to catch a functional one to gain intel. Their main quest is derailed when they discover a high-security transom, a cube used to store valuable items like a safe, and curiosity gets the best of them. They break it open and find Evil Lyn confined inside. She offers a truce, telling them that she is now the enemy of Hordak, and an enemy of an enemy is a friend. Teela is skeptical, but He-Man believes her. Meanwhile, on Earth, the blonde woman warns Madame Xanadu and John Constantine that Skeletor has arrived. She introduces herself as Marlena, someone John had known through myth. On the same planet, in Salem, Massachusetts, Skeletor struggles to get along with Black Alice as she plays host to a powerful being haunting her. This being had recruited Skeletor to drain Earth's life force and kill the planet. So Skeletor is forced to put up with the angsty teenager. Marlena explains this to Constantine and Xanadu. She explains that Earth was especially tempting as the life force of Earth was rich because there were very few active mages on Earth. John dismisses her, telling her that she'd be in the way, but promising to examine the matter. Marlena does not take that very well and throws him at the wall, reminding him that she is the warrior queen of Eternia. John concedes and agrees to help her when suddenly the lights go out in his home and the glowing skulled rats begin to gather inside his house. While Black Alice informs Skeletor about the Justice League and John Justice League Dark in the House of Secrets, Teela and He-Man discuss the next steps with Evil Lyn in Kelting Woods. She looks forward to violating King Randor's pan-dimensional accord to being back Skeletor. When He-Man is hesitant, she reminds him that he might side with Hordak with his newfound power and destroy Eternia for good. She needs their help because she needs an anchor in whatever world she is traveling to, and as luck would have it, He-Man has someone related by blood on Earth. While the conversation was going on, she had already started the enchantment, and she transports them to Earth, where Marlena and Constantine are battling what can only be described as Skeletor's pet rats. Not the enemies you were hoping for. Constantine realizes that the rats are just projections and tries to suck them in using a crystal ball, but it doesn't work. Evil Lyn jumps to his help, reminding him that since the magic is not from his realm, it'll take the best of both worlds to get rid of them. Evil Lyn is enamored by Constantine, as he is sort of a mythical legend in Eternia, much like Eternia is on Earth. He-Man is shocked, but pleasantly surprised to see his mother and embraces her. Through their reunion, we are reminded that Marlena was born in America and was an astronaut who met Randor after her spaceship had mysteriously flown past the dimensional veil. She explains that Skeletor had used the Skull of Power to rewrite her memories and had left her stranded on Earth. He had done the same to Adam and his friends too, but thankfully their memories returned after he got his hands on his sword. When he had not found his mother after his memories returned, he had assumed the worst. Evil Lyn tells them that they needed Skeletor as only his power would stop Hordak. Back at Eternia, Man-at-Arms, Stratos and Mossman find out that Evil Lyn had teleported He-Man and Teela somewhere and wonder whether they went willingly or Evil Lyn had successfully kidnapped them. Skeletor had been busy though, as he had attacked the Justice League headquarters to get some new henchmen. As his magic takes control of the members of the Justice League, Batman emergency teleports to the Batcave, where Constantine had led his extra-dimensional guests. Constantine has been huffing away on cigarettes, which is not cool to Batman, who throws a batarang at his lighter and demands an explanation. Skeletor's new minions, Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, and Cyborg, attack under Skeletor's command to enslave Batman and kidnap Xanadu and Constantine. A fierce fight begins between Adam and Superman, Teela and Wonder Woman, while Green Lantern imprisons Xanadu and Constantine in orbs. Adam uses the power of Grey Skull and drives his sword into Superman. As Superman utters his last word, a surprised "how?", the rest of the Justice League watches in horror. Even Batman is in shock. More enemies to behold. The Justice League snaps out of Skeletor's grasp due to the shock of Superman's death and thinks Adam and his friends are the villains. Batman tries to remind them about Skeletor. Adam is grieved too to learn that he killed Batman's friend who was only acting under Skeletor's magic. He promises to surrender himself, Teela and Evil Lyn to make amends, but Evil Lyn, who has had enough of Adam's idealism, transports them all to Metropolis. He-Man is angry at her for making them fugitives, but Lyn reminds that even though she doesn't care about Earth, it'll soon be dead if they don't stop Skeletor. This would likely kill Marlena and delay Lyn's return to Eternia. Xanadu and Constantine ask the rest to locate Skeletor while they regroup with their associates. Justice League Dark is not that excited to help him. As for one, they don't believe in John, and there is also the fact that Superman was just murdered. Wayne Manor is a place of grief and anger as Batman tries in vain to explain that Adam is not the one to be blamed. Superman's corpse suddenly vanishes without a trace, and Batman kicks them out of his lawn after they refuse to see reason. Elsewhere, Black Alice congratulates Skeletor on successfully executing his plan of sending the Earth's mightiest heroes against Adam, Teela, and Evil Lyn, leaving him to set his nefarious plans in action. Adam, however, is not going to be alone for long, as Duncan, Mossman, Stratos, Roboto, and Battlecat travel to Greenwich Village. They approach the Justice League of America, hoping to enlist their help, completely unaware of the whole kerfuffle. Duncan introduces himself as an ally of Adam. As soon as they hear the word, Adam, Hawkman, Green Arrow, Manhunter, Steve Trevor, and Green Lantern attack him to avenge Superman. This development is welcomed heartily by Skeletor and his master, Dark Orco, who is only too happy to see the Masters of the Universe slain. Skeletor reports that within 2 days they will have completely exhausted the Earth of its life force. The Dark Master of the Universe. Disasters and ill omens begin to spread across Earth, and news of earthquakes, raining frogs, and volcanic eruptions become all too common. In the Orkney Islands of United Kingdom, Adam, Teela, Evil Lyn, and Marlena find a siphon created by Skeletor and trace its signal to find Skeletor. The Justice League of America desperately tries to subdue the forces of Eternia, who refuse to back down or surrender, as they have no clue of who Superman is or why they are being attacked. In Wayne Manor, Alfred questions a tired Batman as to why he isn't helping out the Justice League. Batman confides in his butler that he doesn't believe Superman is really dead and it might have all been faked. Dark Orco soothes a mourning Black Alice that her and her planet's death will serve a greater purpose, that of seeing him as the master of the universe. Alice tells Skeletor that Orco might kill him too. Justice League Dark intervenes with the help of Batman, and he lays out the facts as he sees them. He explains that Dark Orco had kidnapped Superman and replaced him with a fragile copy, knowing that the Masters of the Universe and all 3 Justice Leagues would be fighting each other to pay attention to him. So Batman asks everyone to stop dancing to Skeletor's tune and rescue his best friend from wherever he is to save both Eternia and Earth. So close to success. With the 12 siphons working perfectly, Skeletor tells Alice that he will soon have completely drained Earth. Alice points out that Orco might double-cross him once his work is done. Their conversation is interrupted by Orco, who points out that Adam and his group were outside the House of Secrets. So close to his plan succeeding, Orco didn't want to take any chances, so he cast a spell across the Earth, just like the one Skeletor had used against the Justice League. John notices it and protects himself. Madame Xanadu Xanadu, Batman, the Justice League of America, and Justice League Dark against it. A call is heard to protect the Master from his enemies, and they realize that every metahuman is probably rushing towards the House of Secrets. Batman urges that they need to get there before the enslaved metahumans. Meanwhile, Adam tries to enter the House of Secrets, and as was expected of Evil Lynn, she betrays him. Skeletor, however, says that they need his nephew to deal with a common enemy. Skeletor narrates the story of how Hordak killed his father, Horde Prime, and took his skull as a prize. This is the skull of power that Skeletor used to erase the memory of the people of Eternia. When Orco of Trolla, Adam's friend and court jester at Eternia, found out that Skeletor had the skull, he tried to destroy it. Unfortunately, his spell backfired and killed his humanity and soul. The skull replaced his heart and became a heart of darkness, turning him into a power-hungry and mad god. In Trolla, Orco boasts about his powers to Superman, unwittingly showing him his heart and therefore his weakness. Before Superman could attack it, Orco binds him once again with his magic. Justice League Dark and the Justice League of America arrive at the House of Secrets with Batman, and Skeletor welcomes them inside. Marlena assures everyone that they are all on the same side. Skeletor tells them that the 12 siphons and the primary siphon he had created to drain the Earth no longer listened to his command and could no longer be destroyed. Teela adds that Adam had left to Trolla to free Superman and fight the enemy at his home base. After Skeletor had been humiliatingly defeated and disfigured by Prince Adam, Orco had reached out to him and brought him to Trolla, where Orco remade him, infused in him the magic of his Havoc Staff, and enlisted him to further his mission of global domination. Never in my dreams would I have ever believed small and funny Orco to be capable of all this drama. While these reunions happen inside the House of Secrets, outside, the superheroes and villains affected by Orco's spell assemble to kill their master's enemies. The final showdown, the who's who of the DC Universe attack the House of Secrets. Skeletor sends some of his allies to the 12 siphons to destroy them so that Orco's power supply is stopped and his mind control spell wears off. Evil Lynn and John Constantine in Greece, Duncan and Madame Xanadu in Egypt, Battlecat and Stratos in Cambodia, Roboto and Frankenstein in France, and many others begin their part of the mission to kill the siphons. Batman convinces Black Alice to tap into Orco's magic and stop his mind control spell. Though she is initially hesitant, Alice pulls through and the spell breaks. While many wonder how they got there, others, like Wonder Woman, jump in to help them put an end to Orco's deadly plans. In Trolla, Adam finds Orco and frees Superman, and together they plan to take him down. Orco sicks 1,000 of Trollans on them. Adam shares his sword with Superman, deeming him worthy, and together they unleash hell on Orco's forces. Orco opens a portal to Earth to collect the powers he had siphoned till then, but Skeletor lunged at him, wanting the power to be his. As Skeletor and Orco fight, Superman flies Adam back to Earth. Orco takes away the power he gave Skeletor, and he is left disfigured and weak, just like he was when Orco found him. All the superheroes there now band together to attack Orco, who insists he is a god incapable of losing. As Adam wonders if the reinforcements are enough to save Earth, Superman launches Adam's sword like a spear and pierces away the heart of darkness. Before the sword hits the Earth, Adam screams, "By the power of Grayskull!" and the sword lights up in flames, destroying the skull for good. Skeletor, still power-hungry as ever, leaps on Orco to absorb whatever's left of his powers, and Constantine sends a spell after them that banishes them away from Earth forever. Adam and Marlena hug, now that one of their problems is gone, while Teela wonders what they're going to do about Hordak, now that the one they wanted to enlist, Skeletor, was gone. Marlena bids Adam farewell, as Skeletor had cursed her never to return to Eternia. Adam promises to find a way to dispel the curse, but Marlena asks him first to take care of the Hordak problem. Adam doesn't tell Marlena about Adora, as he doesn't want her to be sad about the daughter she will probably never get to meet. As the residents of Eternia leave, Wonder Woman asks Batman and Superman to join her in mending the hole they made in the Batcave. Verdict: the art was superb in the series, and the dialogues were interesting and funny at the right places too, but the plot was unnecessarily long-winded, at least according to me. What do you think of DC Universe versus the Masters of the Universe? Let us know in the comments below, and if you liked the video, tap that thumbs up for us. We will soon be back with marvelous content, and until then, take care and goodbye.